Hello and welcome to Tucson, Arizona. I am Randy. So today, I'm not probably going to be talking much about RCs. Sorry about that for anyone looking forward to those. Today, friendship. So, having good friends is important in life. We all know this. I think, sadly, some people take that for granted. I know over my life, I probably have more than once. But lately, I've been going through some stuff, and today, I called my buddy, not to vent, just to ask him about something, and he was busy, had to call me back. I was like, yeah, man, cool. And we've got this unspoken rule, as I think most friends do. There's like certain little idiosyncrasies that you'll do with one another that is probably old hat if it's a really good friend that you've had forever. That it's almost like code, right? And if I really need to speak to my best friend, Nick, if you've watched my channel, if you watch some of my older videos, you've seen him. Dude's my oldest friend in the world. And if we call each other twice, like back to back, you drop what you're doing and you answer. Now, I didn't do that. It's just something that just popped into my head right now. Like, it's just one of those cool things that people kind of build neat things in a relationship. And, not just friendship, but today I'm really primarily talking about friendship. So, I call him and he's like, hey, man, I'll call you back. It's like, cool. Like, don't respond. It's no big deal. So a little while later, he calls me back. He's like, hey, buddy, sorry, man, I'm super busy. What's up? And I was like, hey, dude, I know you were talking, we both drive diesels, and mine's due for an oil change. I got a road trip coming up next weekend to go watch my nephew play in Vegas. So I'm like, might as well just take my truck in, do all the normal maintenance crap now. So I'm not like rushing next week to try to do it right before we hit the road. So I was like, hey, man, you were mentioning you got a great deal wherever you go for an oil change. Where's that? And he's like, I go to this place. I was like, I don't want to go there. So I was like, cool, man. I just wanted to ask. That was all. And he was like, hey, you're down, dude. What's up? So just by my tone, just by knowing me, he knew that like some things were weighing on me, and took a moment to ask. And I was like, man, it is what it is. And he's like, no, dude, what's up? So we talked for a little while, and I, bend his ear a little bit. And I was like, brother, that's not why I called you, though, man. I'm sorry to wrap you up in my stuff for like 15 minutes or whatever. He's like, no, man, it's all good. I'm sorry. And then got off the phone. So having that little conversation was like peaceful, getting things off your chest to somebody, just having an ear is always helpful, and it helped a little, but, my problems are still bigger than one small conversation. And then my mother and I are really close. So, she calls me and completely unrelated, didn't know anything was going on. Like, she knows some of this stuff or whatever, but unrelated, just calls me, and then we start talking, and then, she says some things that like really relieve, the stress that I'm feeling through all these things. And, we're really tight. We talk about everything. We're very open and very honest with each other, and always have been, because she's not my birth mom. So we've got this tightness and this understanding and trust and love between each other that we're able to share everything. Like, I can share my deepest, darkest secrets with her, and she's never going to judge me. She's only going to look out for my well-being and help me get through whatever the situation is. We talk about everything. Nothing's off the table. It's just the closest relationship I've ever had in my life. And so, we talk or whatever, and then I feel a lot better. And my baby brother hit me up, just text me or whatever earlier this morning. So I called him to see how he's doing. And then he said some things that, just unrelated, just made me feel better about the situations that, I'm going through. And again, like, half of this stuff was kind of unrelated. My mom called me about comic books. She was buying me old comic books, because I'm a nerd, if you couldn't tell by everything here. So it just, and then a buddy of mine that, my real big RC buddy, he's one of those guys that it's really funny how this kind of cycle started with us. I've always been into RCs. He's always liked them, but he only had like a few small ones, nothing no big cars or nothing. And about a year ago, he actually came over, and there's a video the day that Butch came on about a year ago, and he had just quit smoking cigarettes. And to reward himself for a couple of months of being clean from smoking, he bought himself a really nice RC. And from there, you've now got two addicts feeding into each other's addiction. And it's kind of a fun cyclical thing that I'm getting into here. Um, he started buying a lot of RCs, and that kind of pushed me to start getting big into the hobby again and like really going for gusto, and that kind of changed, that shifted the dynamic of my channel, which has slowly been shifting to more and more RCs as it's harder and harder to get my friends to come over and chat, which was the original purpose of this channel, was to have my friends. We're all busy, we all have very hectic lives, but I'm one of those people that I started having kids really early, so my boys are older. My youngest bounces back and forth between my house and his mom's, and my oldest lives here, but for years now he was working night shifts, so I never really saw him. And now he's working with me, but we don't always work together, so I still don't see him all the time. So my boys are kind of like doing their own thing. They're young men. And having friends come over, all my buddies, most of them have young children. So I know what they're going through because I was there a long time ago. And so they're having a hard time like making time or whatever. So I started shifting to RCs because it's what I'm already doing with my time. Now, most of the time I'm doing it alone, which is fine with me. It's great for shorts. It's fun. It's what I'm going to be doing anyway. So make videos on it. So Butch, he goes all the way in, head first, deep plunge into the deep end on getting RCs. And he gets to the point where now he's flipping RCs. So he's finding good deals. He'll fix up buy a vehicle, whatever it is, he'll fix it up. And he likes to buy things that he's interested in, that he might find, fun. And if he likes it, he'll keep it. But generally, he just he'll fix them up, fine tune them, whatever's wrong with them, he'll upgrade them, and then he'll sell them. Well, about a year, not long after he started doing this, we were talking, and we were both going for Traxxas Maxes. We both had always wanted a Max. And he hit me up, and he was like, hey, man, he goes, we're going to go run RCs tomorrow? I said, yes, sir. He goes, yeah. He goes, I'm on my way to go get a Creighton. And I was like, oh, badass, dude. I've always wanted to play with one of those. I've watched videos for years. I've never had a chance to play with one. I was like, that's cool, man. I'm gonna make a video with it, And he was like, yeah, cool. So he shows up at my house to pick me up, and he's like, hey, man. He goes, I don't think I'm keeping the Creighton. It's too much. It's too big. It's just too much. Do you want it? And I was like, dude, I've always wanted one. Like, I've been wanting to play with one, and now it's here in my driveway. I'm like, because he brought it up to my door, and I was like, yeah, dude, like, all right, fine. I was like, yeah. I was like, what do you want for it? And he was like, $500. Comes with like 6 batteries, the radio, brand new smart charger, like the whole truck, everything's in great shape, a few spare parts or whatever. And he was like, whole thing $500. I was like, yeah, man, cool. Like, give me a couple of weeks, I'll have the cash, because that's a lot. I was like, I got bills and stuff. So I was like, dude, give me a couple of weeks, and I'll buy it from you. I said, if you have to have the money right now, I get it. Go ahead and sell it. And he's like, no, man, we're cool. Like, I'll wait for you. I was like, cool, man. And it was like 3 weeks. Like, I budget myself pretty well. So I go look at my calendar. I'm like, all right, bro, I'll have the money in 3 weeks. Like, on this day, I will have your money. He was like, all right, cool. So we go play. We have a great day or whatever. And the next day, he hits me up. He's like, hey, man, why don't you come pick up your girl? I was like, what do you mean? He was like, yeah, dude, come get the Creighton. I was like, oh, dude, I said I'm not going to have the money for 3 weeks. He's like, dude, I don't care. I know where you live, dude. It's no big deal. Just come get your truck. So I go pick it up. And that started this dangerous cycle that we've been into, that he'll buy all these, he'll buy like lots. He'll buy, 5 or 6 cars at a time. He'll go through them. If there's one he really loves, he'll kind of set it aside. And if there's anything else, he'll be like, hey, man, I got this and this. Do you want any of these? And I'll be like, oh, yeah, or no, I'm not really interested in any of that. Or, he'd be like, oh, dude, yeah, I really want one of those. He's like, all right, cool, man, here. And then we'll work out a price. And then I leave with it. And then I pay him the next week, 3 weeks, 2 weeks, like kind of whenever. Like it just become this cycle. Like today, I just paid off the last truck I got from him. And then he'll just hit me up with a text, let me know, like, hey, man, what do you want next? So it's just really fun to have a friend like that feeds into your healthy habits, something you share together. And a couple weeks ago, I bought a couple trucks from him, and I paid off one of them like 3 days later or whatever. I was like, yeah, bro, here's the money. And he never asked. He doesn't care. Like, he's not worried about it. But I'll hit him up. I'll send money, and I'm kind of weird. I'm OCD, and it's kind of annoying at times. I'll send the money. I'll Zelle him or whatever, and then I text him, "Hey, bro, sent your money. Let me know when you got it." And then he'll text me back, "Yeah, dude, got it." Like I know the system's like ironed out, and it's same bank to bank transfer. It's designed to do this thing. But it still freaks me out because I'm such a cash purchase kind of guy. I save things, save my cash, and then I buy things cash. So it's just kind of OCD about that. But today I sent him money and paid off a truck, and for like electronics and stuff he had laying around. I just bought a bunch of stuff from him. So I sent him cash, and I'm at the mechanic getting my oil changed and stuff and fuel filters or whatever. And he just texts me back, Coolio, because he knows he's learned without me. I just Zelled him the money, and then I, paid the money for my truck work or whatever. So I never sent that message of like, hey, bro, sent you money, because I was kind of busy. But he knew that I kind of need that like receipt, if you will, of, hey, bro, I got the money. Because the last thing I need is to be sending hundreds of dollars through the internet and have it disappear. It freaks me out. So he just hit me back with Coolio. And normally, so the last time, a couple weeks ago, I was like, hey, bro, I sent you money, for whatever trucks. And he was like, yeah, man, I got it. And he was like, hey, so what do you want next? Like, he started hitting me. He had like a bunch of stuff that he wanted. And that's when I got the drag, and I got a drift car, and I got a bunch of other stuff. So, and then I sold the drift car to my kid because he really wanted it. And I really don't like it. So I beat him to response, and I was like, bro, I'm after an infraction. Like, before he could even say, hey, man, I got this and this and this, I was like, hey, I'm after an infraction. He's like, oh, 3S or 6S. So then we just started talking from there. But the last time we were talking, like, we have such a good shorthand that without me asking, he let me know that he got the money. Like, because he just knew that about me, so I didn't have to say it anymore. Like, he's just doing that now. And then I sent him the money, and he knows me so well that, he's like, hey, man, what do you want next? Because he knows I'm just always on the hunt for the next car. And so just those couple of interactions today, I know this is all like one, first world, whatever. But those little interactions, like, shifted my mood, and my mood has been, like, not angry, not grumpy, and I tend to be kind of a grumpy bastard. But like like I was burnt out. I wasn't apathetic. I was like overly sad. And I don't have depression. I go like, I'm either happy, neutral, or really pissed off. Those are kind of my three modes, if you will. I got 3 gears. I'm like overjoyous, 10-year-old kid at Christmas morning, or I just woke up and I'm just kind of a zombie, or I'm frustrated and kind of grumpy. And when I'm grumpy, I tend to be quiet. So I just kind of, just kind of go stand in a corner by myself and don't talk to anybody. And I'm a total freaking introvert. So this is all crazy for my, like, it shocks the senses. But yeah, like, I've just been kind of just down in the dumps. There's so much just like stress just weighing on me. and just so much emotional turmoil and crap that I just been down. And then I've been doing a ton of computer work for work, which I don't normally do. And that's just kind of like just one more weight on me, you know. And to have those interactions and those quick little beats of comfort and care, like those go the farthest. And while a few people now, I wasn't speaking with Butch, so he doesn't know what mood I'm in, and I'm kind of a wise ass when I'm texting or whatever, and so is he. So we would bounce back and forth really well. So he doesn't know that I'm going through anything or whatever, but just those little short interactions like did everything for me. Like talking to my brother about just kind of nonsense and his property in Oklahoma and all this stuff, like those little things, and talking about my niece, like, and he's sending me pictures, his babies, just little and still adorable. And because when they turn into teenagers, they're all little jerks. But he was sending me pictures of her. She's like squinting and playing, and she looks like Popeye. So it was like super cute. Like just these little things. And that really, like, I'm a pretty introspective person. So all those little things, man, I was just thinking about it after dinner, just kind of chilling. And like, you never know what a friend's going through unless you talk to them. And everyone, we're all human. We all have things, whatever it is. Like, it doesn't matter. People have those bad days. People have those down in the dumps moments. People have that, like, you're down in the bottom of a deep, dark well looking up. And that's not something I experience often. But when I do, I'm a very, what's the term I'm looking for here? I'm a very sentimental person, right? And so, like, my feelings run deep, and it sucks. So I put on this, like, really rough exterior to kind of hide from my feelings and to kind of, like, keep a wall up. So, like, when things hit me, like, they hit me hard and they hit me deep, like deep down in the feels, you know what I mean? So when I get into a funk, I'm buried deep, and I just feel like I'm in the bottom of a well, just kind of looking up, barely seeing any light. So when you start having friends and family just kind of like reach down and shine a light and start dropping ropes in for you, like, it goes a long way. And like, we're coming up on Thanksgiving, and I've had a lot of loss, and I'm in the mindset now, because I've had like so much roughness lately, of thinking about all those people that I appreciate and thinking of all those little things and trying to elevate those moments that are beacons in the storm. And I just hope that someone out there, if you're watching this and you're going through some stuff, like, people love you, you're cared for. There is a light out there for you. There are lights out there for you. You can certainly talk to me about anything. I'm a stranger. Sometimes that helps. Like, you can leave whatever you want in the comments. Like, there's no judgment-free zone here. I call myself, fat, bald guy all the time. Like, call myself an idiot. Self-deprecating humor is perfect for me. But if you have a friend that you think is going through something, or you haven't talked to in a minute, reach out and talk to them. Is that something else? I got another really close friend of mine. It's like I view him like an older brother, and we will go years without interacting with each other, like literally years. And then one of us will just be like, "Hey, bro, what's up? What are you doing?" Now, he travels for work, so I never know where the hell he is or when he's here or whatever. So it's always hard to pin down. I'll hit him up, just randomly see something or hear something, and be like, "Oh, hey, man, I talked to my boy," and I'll hit him up. And, "Hey, man, you what up? You in Tucson or what?" And he'd be like, "Oh, no, man, I'm in Michigan, or I'm in, Texas, or I'm in Mexico, I'm in Germany." Like, he's all over the place, and he'll be gone for just months at a time. So every once in a while, I'll just drop a line. Well, he hit me up the other day, and we've been kind of bouncing back and forth. when we get a chance. And even those kind of friends, like we can go 3 or 4 years without having an interaction, and then we'll link up and no time has passed. Like things have happened in our lives that the other one, we catch up on or whatever, but there's no, like, nothing's changed. We're still tight. It's like I just saw him a week ago, and I hear about his crazy adventures or whatever. And, when we hit each other up, there's always like, hey, man, I went through this or went through that, whatever. And, you kind of get to be there for him. And, in that moment, you may not have been there for him in the moment, but you're here now. And some people are strong enough to just kind of bury the weight and keep trudging forward, and look for the sunlight. And other people don't have that, and there's nothing wrong with either, and there's people in between. But we're coming up on a time of year, man, where people are going to start having a really hard time. And for whatever their reason, there's a billion reasons someone might be down and might be thinking the worst. Be a good friend. Like, reach out, talk to your people, check on your people. The happier they are, if they're not, like, check on your happy friends, check on everybody, just check in. It costs you nothing to pick up your phone, scroll through your text messages, look for a name you haven't texted in a while, man. Just scroll down, hit that person up. Hey, man, was thinking of you. Watch this movie. We used to watch it together. Just, want to see how you're doing. We haven't talked in a while, or, hey, man, thinking of you, love you, or whatever, or an inside joke that only you guys have, or something that, you guys share. I constantly kind of check in with some of my buddies, and I hit them with something random that we share, something that means something to us. With a really old friend like Nick, I'll randomly send him like movie quotes or song lyrics, like one line from a song. And generally, because we know each other so well, he'll like try to guess the next line of the song or just say the name of the song. Or I'll send him little memes of like Emperor's New Groove moments or Mulan or something, just something that we shared that is a common bond. To just a little pick me up. Like, I know he has a busy, hectic life. I know he's got a lot of struggles all the time with different things. So I just shoot him off, just randomly. Don't talk for a few days, don't talk for a week or whatever, because life. And I'll just randomly, when I have a moment, I think of something that's kind of funny, I'm like, oh, hey, yeah. And I'll just fire off a quick text. And then I'll go on about my day, and it might be 4 hours later. It might be the next day that he responds. It'd be like, ha, or whatever. Just, it costs you nothing to show someone you care, but it could mean everything. So I know this had nothing to do really with RCs. I know I talked a little bit about them, and I'm sorry about that for all you RC guys out there that have been watching me, and I appreciate you. And I love you guys all for hanging out and watching even just a few minutes of my content. I really appreciate all the fun conversations I'm having with some of you guys. Like, I'm loving hearing about your cars and your builds. Yeah, any interaction, I'm here for it, man. You don't even have to talk about the video. Whatever you want, I'm here for it. I do my very best to respond in a timely manner. I mean, we're all busy. I got a full-time job. This is a hobby at this point. But I really love doing it. I'd love to grow. And if I bring you any kind of value or entertainment, man, please hang out. Give me a sub. Give me some thumbs ups and some views, man. And sadly, I feel like I'm having to sell myself here, and I'm learning that YouTube's all about selling yourself. It feels weird. I feel like I'm out here hustling, with my little bucket and a couple rags trying to wash off your windshield for quarters, you know what I mean? But, yeah, man, I just... I was hit with some roughness, and I was shown some grace, and I feel like the world, especially these last couple of years, really needs a lot more of that. People need to care about people a little harder, and again, it costs you nothing. text messages are free, and they have been for a while. I'm old enough to remember when they cost you money. But yeah, just hit up your people. Check on your people. Let them know, because Thanksgiving's coming up, man. It's coming up fast. This year flew by. And you never know what's going to hit somebody. Things change every day, moment to moment, things happen. And you could be the friend that gets hit up by your friends. You could be that person getting checked on, and you might be the person who needs it. And if you need it, please reach out to somebody. Again, it costs you nothing to just drop a line, man. Reach out for help if you need it, and try to be the person that reaches out to give help before someone even realizes that they need it. So, anyways, I didn't mean it to be deep or emotional or dark or anything, but for real, the world would be a better place if everyone just kind of, stuck their arm out for their boys, or for your girls or whatever. Just be a good friend, be there for somebody, make a difference. And all it takes is that one little act, and you could be the difference to somebody. So, anyways, if you've made it this far, I appreciate you. Thank you. Comments, likes or dislikes, whatever you want to do. Drop a sub. So thanks for hanging out. I am Randy, Tucson, Arizona. Bat.